Welcome to doubly linked lists. So I'm going to just jump right into creating a constructor for this. And I'm going to start out by comparing this to a singly linked list. It is just like this, except we have an arrow that goes the other way. For now, I'm going to convert this back to a singly linked list and just look at one of the nodes like this. Remember, it was just a value and next. And our constructor looked like this. We just had to create value and next. So let's convert this back into a node and now a doubly linked list node. This is just going to have value and next and previous. The only difference being the previous value. So our constructor is going to look like this, and the only difference in the constructor is going to be this line. Now let's look at the linked list class and how it is that we built the constructor. I'm going to focus in on the constructor like this. And we built a new node. And this is going to be the same for a doubly linked list. This line of code doesn't change. It's just that the node class changed. So when we create this node, it's going to have next and previous. And there's our node, except it's going to have another arrow. Then we had head point to the new node with this line of code. And then we had tail set to this dot head. So it's just pointing to the same thing head was pointing to. And we made the length equal to 1. There is nothing that changes in the constructor. The only thing that changes is in the node itself. In that first line of code, when we create the new node, it is calling a different node class. So let's bring back in these lines of code. The only change that we would make here is to name this doubly linked list instead of linked list. So we'll look at this code in a second in Chrome DevTools, and then we will also create a new doubly linked list starting with a node with a value of 7. Okay, so there is our code. And like I mentioned, the only difference is that the node has previous and that we change the name from linked list to doubly linked list. So we'll create our new linked list down here. And I'm going to run this. And it has returned our linked list with a value of 7. The difference here being that each of these nodes has next and previous. Okay, so it looks like we have a working constructor.